I am a landlord of two Airbnbs under my name in Metro Manila, and I am also selling properties. Most people, tinitingnan nila na parang napakahirap ba mag-invest sa mga properties since medyo malaki ang kapital na kailangan. During my years of experience and being exposed in too much real estate and exposed to too many people who already invested in properties, madami akong natutunan, madami akong pagkakamali, madami akong ginamit sa mga lessons na yon, and now, what I decided to do is to be a deal finder to my clients. But my main clients now are mainly investors having 3 to 10 properties or even 20 properties. Mostly are rentals that they're making money already with these properties na wala na silang time na maghanap pa ng mga great deals out there. So what they do is to find someone who will dedicate the time on making 50 phone calls and finding those properties or making due diligence or even like making deals with sellers on these properties just to be able to find great deals, no? And actually for some, sabihin ninyo madali lang yung trabaho natin dahil nakaupo lang ako and tawag-tawag lang, chat-chat lang, and that's it, no? But there's more to that. Given the fact that yung Philippines at the moment, we don't have like a very advanced platforms such as like yung Zillow and yung mga iba't ibang platforms na ginagamit ng mga investors dun sa US, you really have to rely on your your instincts, your experience, and also yung pagiging resourceful ninyo, and most especially yung network ninyo. You really have to like people in this business because these people na magugustuhan ka, sabihin yung mga information na kailangan mo talaga para patibayan na yung kailangan mong data na yon is really true and giving you further witness sa mga data na nakikita mo sa internet. Another crucial thing nga pala when I talk to these buyers is I ask them ano ba talaga yung hinahanap nila. It's not only the bedrooms, it's not only about how wide is the property. Most of them are looking for properties that are actually generating cash flow. But it's not only about cash flow. There are also other variables na tinitingnan nila in order for them to consider that property is a good deal, like such as cash on cash return. There are also investors who are buyers and flippers. So there are also other variables na hinahanap rin nila when it comes to the property. Another important thing on this job is yung pakikinig mo. Because if hindi tama yung pagkakaintindi ko sa inaasa akin ng aking buyer, chances of that is I wouldn't be able to deliver yung offer na irresistible sa mga seller. Okay, so let's make this simple. So let's just say naghahanap ako ng property sa kanila and nahanap ko yung deal na to, which is nasa 2.5 million, nasa Makati and all, no? So this one is actually my listing. So I'm just making this as my example. So yeah, I'll just look for the property and then check if the wear and tear of the property and all, and then I check kung magkano yung presyo, and then I read the description below and ano yung condition nila. If may mga things na hindi ko naintindihan dito and mga kulang na data, I just ask kung sino kanino yung listing na yon. So let's make this as our example. So sa 2.5 million na yon, tingnan natin kung magkano yung rent dun sa area na yon. So that property is actually, the name of it is Linear. So kapag nakita natin yung Linear, we can see that there are 32 results na for rent on these properties. So we just check, and then probably if possible, we just get the median rent on this project, no? So based on sa data na mga pinakita natin, meron tayong asking price of 2.5 million by the seller, and yung purchase price natin, syempre ilolobo lang natin yan na 1.5. So 1 million ang discount natin. Down payment is 30%, so probably if we will offer a bigger down payment, we will be able to convince the seller on giving us that deal already, especially when it's a distressed property. Closing cost would be 8.5, 127,000. Then also we have yung finder's fee natin na i-add na lang natin later sa cash on cash return. For financing natin is 1,050,000 pesos, and then yung for financing natin, we just gonna extract yung kung magkano yung amortization natin, which is 7,090 pesos for 25 years. We would like to expand as much as possible yung loan terms natin para hindi mabigat yon sa pag-rental property natin. So nakita na rin natin yung rates doon sa area, giving us a average price of 20,000 pesos. Itong 20,000 pesos, we just multiply it to 0.8, giving us a 16,000 pesos. Yung amortization natin is 7,090, i-deduct lang ulit natin yun, giving us 8,910, and then taxes plus insurance minus 3,000, so we will get a 5,910 pesos. From there, you will get a profit of 7,000 70,000 pesos in a year. O sabihin natin 71,000 pesos. From there, you will see a cash-on-cash return of 14%. So the healthy or the good rule of thumb for my investor is 8 to 12% is already good. If makakuha tayo ng 30%, that's actually super attractive na. Another variable na tinitingnan rin sa akin ng mga buyers ko is yung cash flow, which is the most important thing na tinitingnan nila. Cap rate, which is 7.93%. Return on investment is 14%. This just mean na kapag dinivide natin to sa 72 divided by 14, ibig sabihin, in 5 years, may return on investment ka na on your investment sa na-invest mo kanina na 500,000 pesos. Operational expense will be 50%, which is at a healthy amount already. So kakabukas ko pa lamang ng ating Facebook page again, which is Property Rush. So if you're looking for a good deal sa mga properties and you want my expertise, just please follow, message, or even buy from that page because I can do the deal for you.